technology in my midst. I have a gadget. I'm so excited. I have a gadget. And in truth, I actually bought it a few years back, but never quite got around to using it. Until my physical therapist said, you know, Luann, every day you have to move a little more than the day before if you want to get back to normal. And so he suggested that I get out of the box the Fitbit. The Fitbit. And so I did. And by golly, it tells me how much I move. And it's stunning to me that there are days when I'm really tired and I look at it and I haven't done much at all. It's really good that I can see visually that today I did a little more than I did yesterday, or perhaps the opposite. But it is helpful to me that I have this wonderful Fitbit. Though I have to tell you a strange thing happened. About a week into it, after looking at it every day, several times a day, one day I picked it up and it said, "Vamonos, Luann." What was that? This thing is talking to me, and in Spanish, no less. It totally freaked me out that this was reading "Vamonos, Luann." So I Googled it, and I'm not the only one who was freaked out by the sudden notification from the Fitbit. It was an unexpected message, and it left me feeling really weird. Very strange indeed. Now, unexpected messages have the tendency to sort of rattle us, right? Unexpected messages can cause us to take a moment and figure, what is that all about? Today's gospel brings us one of those moments, because there's an unexpected message that we have today. Jesus is baptized, and then the heavens open up, and we hear God saying, "This is my beloved Son in whom I am well pleased." Oh my gosh, the people gathered around must have been stunned. And even today, after all these years, there's an element in us that should be stunned. For that is an astounding message. This one, don't ignore this one. He has come to teach you. He has come to lead you. He has come to save you, that you might be able to love as you have been loved. Ah, that's a great, kind of unexpected message. And we are called to pay attention. And it's wonderful to me that it comes to us in the midst of Epiphany. Epiphany, I used to love to tell my students, is the aha student season, right? The lights come on. The light bulb above the head blinks like, wow, I'm getting it now suddenly. Because the stories of Epiphany are supposed to expose for us, teach us who Christ is and is meant to be in our lives. That's what these stories are all about. Last week, we had the arrival of the wise men. And incidentally, thank you for having Chewbacca present at the Nativity. I was so proud of you that was done. And for those of you who don't know, that's an old story that I told years ago because my little boy at the time felt that Chewbacca needed to be in attendance, because after all, the arrival of the Magi was the message that anyone who seeks after God, Christ, will find him. And so, why not Chewbacca? My little boy said. And so there it is, that message of anyone who will seek after Christ will find Christ. Now, the lovely and challenging reality of these two stories is that it's really only the first part. Seeking after Jesus means you have to want to seek after Jesus. You have to actively seek after Jesus, and you will find Jesus. That's the point. And today, we hear God saying, "This is my beloved Son in whom I am well pleased." And the next moment, we are called to ask ourselves, and what are we going to do about it? How are we going to respond? What are we going to do with this astounding gift we have been given? This is not a time for us to be passive. This is a time for us to ask that question, how will we respond? 4 of us my old stomping ground, St. John the Baptist. And the whole conference was about discerning spiritual gifts. It was a wonderful conference, lots of really terrific ideas that you're going to be hearing about in weeks to come. But there was a story told that really piqued my interest. It was a story of a priest in Colorado at a small parish. And she was trying desperately to have people wrestle with what is your spiritual gift and how will you use it in the world. And the reality is that our gifts, no matter what they are, can indeed be spiritual gifts. They can indeed be gifts to the rest of the world. And there were these couples, these 4 couples. And the women were very, very true to church. They would come to church, they would be active. The husbands, not so much. The husbands, they like to get together and watch basketball, right? They didn't really want to come to church too much. But she was determined to help them find their spiritual gifts. And so she said, what do you like to do? Well, not much. No, really. What do you like to do? Well, we like basketball. And sure enough, they did. They would get their coffee or maybe their beers, and they would watch basketball together. And so she thought about it, and she prayed about it. And incidentally, you may have noticed in the gospel that before we hear from God, Jesus is at prayer. There's a pretty good hint there for us. Prayer is pretty important in this process. So she prayed about it, and she came to this extraordinary idea. She said to these men, say, you like basketball. How do you feel about high school basketball? You see, we've got some kids in our youth group who are on the team, the local high school team. Would you be willing to go and cheer them on? Well, okay. So they did. These 4 older guys didn't miss a game. They were there at every game. They got their t-shirts and everything else. And other teams started asking, who are these guys? Why are they always here? And they were cheering and doing. And it was a gift, not only to the children on the team, the young people on the team, but it was a gift to their parents and to the rest of the school, to the other schools, to everybody in the congregation. They all benefited from the love of basketball that these 4 guys had. Our gifts can be life-changing for other people. And our charge and challenge is to take stock of what is it we love and how is it that what we love can do the work of Christ in the world. That's what it's all about. How do we bring Christ into our lives and into our days and into the world around us? It is as easy as loving life and finding a way to share that love, whatever it is, with other people. And, the gifts are as many as the people in this room. And our charge and challenge is to take stock of those gifts and find out how to take the message of Christ into the world. Now, this goofy Fitbit of mine, the messages are meant to inspire, after all. And that's what God is all about today, trying to inspire us. In the Old Testament lesson, we hear that we are loved, precious in God's sight. That is such good news. And that Christ has come that we might learn about love in powerful ways. So my Fitbit has resorted to other messages. It says to me, good job, or great day, or way to go, Luann. Always says my name, which is kind of creepy. And it does kind of inspire me. I kind of like reading the little message on the little screen. But I gotta tell you, it's got a little weird though, because the other day I picked it up and it said, I love you, Luann. Not sure about that. Next day it said, hold me, Luann. Yeah, no. That's what I thought. No more Fitbit for me. But I'm getting over it. Father Stephen tells me his Fitbit doesn't love him. So I feel especially, love. But the idea is to find the inspiration, right? To find the inspiration that the power of God is at work in each and every one of us so that we can make a difference in the world. So let's be inspired. This is my beloved Son in whom I am well pleased. That's an amazing message. And one that we can take in and be transformed and find our gifts that we might help to transform the world. Amen.
Amen.